Hello, how are y'all doing today? Welcome to another edition of Happy Hour. We're streaming Facebook Live, coming into your home from the Cool Fish Bar here in Cornelius, North Carolina. Welcome or welcome back. Hopefully it's welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a ton of really fun things, just like normal. We're going to have a couple classic cocktails that I dug up for you, some more things that are incredibly easy, and some things that, if it was nice outside, would be incredibly appropriate for the weather. But today here in Cornelius, it's pretty gross out. It's raining and gray, and it's not super cold, but it's hard. It was hard to get out of bed today. Okay, so first of all, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Please make sure that on social media you guys are following Cool Fish on Instagram. So that is at CoolFishLKN. CoolFishLKN is our Instagram handle, and make sure that you are sharing these videos with your friends as well. That would be greatly appreciated. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to type out the comments or the question or maybe suggestions for future happy hour shows. And then we will get to them as soon as we possibly can. If we're still running live at the time, then we'll respond maybe within a minute or two. I got Alex back here fielding questions and working the camera. So thank you, Alex, and thank you, Cool Fish, for such a cool opportunity to be doing some fun live streaming here at the Cool Fish Bar. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there is. Alex, am I forgetting anything? Nope. Okay, so yesterday I had a great time. We did some really ancient cocktails. It was Harry Johnson's 1882 bar book that I found as a reprint, and I found some super cool, really simple old recipes. We had to tweak a little bit, but we found some amazing cocktails that we really enjoyed. A couple of them were things that I had never tried before, and I tried with you for the first time. So that sort of got me inspired, and I started thinking about other classic cocktails, started digging around in some of my old books, and I found 3 that we're going to do for you today that I think are really easy and maybe something that you guys have heard about already. We're going to be doing a Dark and Stormy first. Next, we're going to be doing a cocktail called the Bee's Knees. We've got a little bit of a twist for you in that one. Really delicious. And then finally, we're going to be doing a Clover Club, which is an egg white cocktail. That is nothing to be scared about. In fact, it's something that's been around for hundreds of years with egg whites in your drink. So don't be scared, and I'll show you how to do it. And again, something that you can do in your home very, very easily, and it really changes your cocktails. And it also hopefully will change the way that you think about cocktails. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started with one of the easier cocktails that has ever been around. And this is called the Dark and Stormy. Now, this is a very close relative to like the Moscow Mule because it has ginger beer and lime in it, except for this is done with rum, typically a dark rum. And you know I love my North Carolina product, so we chose something that I'm very fond of, something from right here, right around Charlotte. This is Queen Charlotte's Reserve. This is from the Muddy Rivers Distillery in Belmont, North Carolina. Really amazing people and even better rum, like really, really delicious. So I love this and use it whenever I get a chance. Okay, so we're just gonna build this in our shaker. If you don't have a shaker, then you are welcome to build this in a glass. This is one of the few recipes that I will tell you that it's okay to go either way with, and that might save you a step. But this also, if you want to take an extra step, will help blend together those cocktails those cocktail flavors a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and chill down a Collins glass before I get too far into the process. Okay, I'm going to just put that there and let everything start to cool down. So we are going to do 1.5 ounces of our Queen Charlotte's Reserve rum. Now, if you've had a horrible day, you can bump that up to 2 ounces, but I wouldn't suggest going too far over 2 ounces because you might just knock yourself over without exactly trying. So be careful. I typically go 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces. Okay, so we have a little bit of lime juice here that I did fresh. So we're going to do a little bit of this, not too much. I have found some recipes where they don't call for lime juice at all. I prefer it, and either way you want. If you don't have lime, then you're going to like this. But instead of using ginger beer, I find ginger beer to be a little too sweet. What we're going to do is we're going to add some ginger kombucha, which actually we have here on tap at Cool Fish. So anyway, we've got our 2 ounces, or excuse me, 1.5 ounces of Queen Charlotte's Reserve Rum. We have a 1/2 ounce of lime juice in there. And then because I'm using ginger kombucha here in a minute, instead of ginger beer, ginger kombucha is a lot less sweet. I'm going to add just a little bit of simple syrup to this to sweeten it up a little bit. That does make all the flavors come together. There's about 3/4 of an ounce in there. If you like things a little bit sweeter, just like I always say, add a little bit more, but just a little bit. And then if it's still not sweet enough, add a little bit more. If you like things bone dry, then maybe only put 1/4 of an ounce in there if you want to have it in it at all, okay? So that's it, really. We got everything into our shaker. We'll give it a little shake. Make sure everything's chilled. Get all those flavors mixing and marinating and dancing together very well. And then we're simply going to double strain this guy. And double strain this into our Collins glass that is now cooled down. It's full of ice. And you can see that we've got a little bit further past halfway up. I'm going to give my tin a rinse real quick, so my next drinks don't taste like Dark and Stormies. Okay, so now I'm going to put in my ginger kombucha. Now, if again, ginger beer is what the original recipe calls for. If you only have ginger ale at your house, you can have at it. The ginger beer is going to add that nice heat. The ginger kombucha has got a touch of like funky fermentation that tastes really good in this, and plenty of ginger flavor. But what I love to use is Lenny Boy, which is, again, another product of Charlotte. Lenny Boy Brewery is right on South Tryon, and they're actually all organic, so another little bonus for you. Now, that is it. There's only probably about 2 ounces in there that I added to that, not a ton. And then this is just going to go down super simple, super easy. Let me taste that, make sure that it's worthy of Alex, just to make sure. Give it a shot.
We're waiting for this. Someplace weird, that is.
That's easy. That's easy. No,
I think the handle you pulled on, that's the kombucha handle?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, he changed the tap handle. Okay. I thought you were pulling Prosecco.
Alex was worried that I put Prosecco in there. But if you've got Prosecco, actually that would be a fun variation of that as well. And you're going to miss all that ginger flavor, but that's okay. If that's all you got laying around. Again, these are great ideas for you guys to work on. And that would be equally as good if you're a big fan of Prosecco or champagne. Top it off with Prosecco or champagne or whatever you got, Cava. That would be excellent, actually. Okay, so let me garnish that. I'm just going to garnish this with just a little sprig of mint. If you have lime, then lime definitely works. Just going to sort of slap that mint around a little bit, and that's going to wake up the mint and also give it a really beautiful fragrance. And then you can sort of tuck that down in there. You can hang a lime on there. If you want to put some candied ginger in, really whatever you want. Okay, what do you think? Super easy, right? That is your Dark and Stormy. Okay, Al, I think it's your turn. Batter's up. Let's see what you think. I love this part. That's easy to drink, man.
Yep.
Just easy to drink. And a hot day by the pool, if you're serving a bunch of people or just having a couple of drinks by yourself, if it's warm out, or if it's cold out, really. I mean, this is one of those drinks that's really delicious either way. Dark and Stormy. Again, you can get away with this with just putting rum and ginger beer in a glass with ice if you want. I love the addition of a little bit of lime juice in there. Super easy to drink, very simple, and a very, very classic cocktail.
You never disappoint, Bob.
Well, there's always the next drink, right? Okay, so if you guys have any questions about that, you guys please feel free to type in the comments or comment on things below, and we will get to them as soon as we can. If you have any suggestions for future shows, again, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. All right, so let's move on to number 2, cocktail number 2 today. We are going to be doing a really fun cocktail. This is called the Bee's Knees, and that to me is another really great name, and I love it. Bee's Knees is always like a really funny expression when somebody is saying something is great. Then that's, oh man, that's the Bee's Knees. I love that. I think it's so funny. Okay, so this one we are going to put in a coupe glass or martini glass, whatever you want. If you want to put this on the rocks, you can. I prefer this up. So let's get a scoop of ice in our shaker. And we are going to be using gin with this. This one is a super simple gin cocktail. And this is Sutler's Gin. This is out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Again, you know I love my North Carolina product. This is incredible, and this is going to go really well with the ingredients that we have. This has notes of citrus and ginger in it already. So with the rest of the ingredients, we're really going to get a lot of fun stuff in here. Okay, so we're gonna bump this up a little bit, and we're going to go 2 ounces of our Sutler's Gin out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And then I'm going to use a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. And I'm sure this goes without saying, but a lot of times you'll find different recipes on the internet or cocktail books or whatever that are slightly different than my cocktails and the recipes that I'm giving you. Again, if you like things a little bit more citrusy, a little bit more lemon in it, then you can put 3/4 of an ounce in there. And these recipes are guidelines, okay? But this is really all about you enjoying your cocktail. So these are the basics, but you definitely can sort of hone in your personal recipe. And if you were sitting at the bar right now, that's what I would be doing for you personally as well. So don't be too intimidated by the recipe, and it's not written in stone. This is more of a suggestion or a basis for you to make your cocktail, okay? All right, so I've just got one more ingredient, and this is really interesting. So this is a homemade hot honey syrup. So I was asking Alex before we started the show, there's an ounce of that in there. Before we started the show, I was like, I need some honey to make a honey syrup for one of my cocktails today. He goes, okay. And he goes back in the back and he pulls out 2 giant jugs of honey. He goes, well, we got regular honey and we've got this hot honey. And he said, normally we put this on our chicken and waffles. And I was like, oh God, chicken and waffles sounds so great right now. I would love that. I would love that. So if you guys are feeling the chicken and waffles, why don't you call up Cool Fish and order some. But I wanted to play with the hot honey. This is really delicious. This is like a nice clover honey that also has chilies infused with it. So it's got a nice kick to it, but it's not too spicy. I think you say it was Mike's Hot Honey, which is a brand name of honey. And all I did was I filled it about halfway up with honey and then put really hot water on top of it and just shook this little squeeze bottle until it was all nice and dissolved. If you want to use something a little bit stronger, then just use less water. Working with regular room temperature honey in cocktails is very difficult because once you put it in your shaker and shake it up, then a lot of times it will congeal and sort of firm up, almost solidify. So I dilute all my honey syrups, and you can go crazy with this. You can make it as spicy as you want. You can put other herbs in it, whatever you want, but I thought this would be a lot of fun and also a nice little twist for our Bee's Knees cocktail today. Okay, so I've got an ounce of hot honey in there. I have a 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice, and I've got 2 ounces of my Sutler's Gin. That's it. I know, how easy is that? Give it a good shake. Okay, now we're going to give this the old tester here. See if this is Alex worthy. Oh man, I think we found another one. Yeah, This is
We ain't even gotten to
this is stunning. This is stunning. That hot honey really puts this over the top. It's got a nice little kick to it, and gets you just a little bit in the back of your throat after it tingles in your mouth a little bit, but it's not too hot, it's not too crazy. And if you find that this solution is too hot for you, you can either decrease the amount that you put in here. I think the sweetness level is about right, but you could also cut it with more water if you think it's too spicy for you. But then you're going to have to add a little bit more in order to get the sweetness level. You can play with it a little bit, but this turned out fantastic. I'm super happy about this. It's got a cool color to it. Looks pretty in there. It's just got a slight twinge of red that comes from those chilies. I'm gonna rinse out my tins. You definitely want to rinse your tins if you're dealing with things that have a little spice to them, so that way your next cocktail that's not supposed to be spicy isn't. All right. Oh, I guess I better wash out this one too. All right, so that's it. That's the cocktail, but let's garnish this. What should we garnish it with? Let's just do really, really simple. Okay, we'll go in. I'll get my fresh lemon here. This is called the Bee's Knees. Yep. Again, one of my favorite names ever.
Whenever I hear that, it reminds me of Roaring Twenties.
Yeah.
That sort of era.
That is definitely an old expression, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if that came from the 20s. Okay, that's it, right? Just hang a little lemon on the side. If you want to put some, I've seen all kinds of extravagant presentations of Bee's Knees, but this I think is simple, classic, and something you can definitely reproduce at home. Out, it's time. This is it right here.
So I think the whole thing about the 20s thing that I just realized is we're in the 20s again.
Yeah, these are all 100-year-old cocktails, exactly from the 20s.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's got a nice little sting to it, but it's not crazy. It goes away quick.
No one has a cocktail like that.
Yeah.
We should definitely put that on our menu.
You got it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, super simple, very drinkable. It's got a nice little kick to it. It's surprising, lots of depth of flavor in there.
I like the kick. I haven't been a fan of a lot of the liquors that infuse things like jalapenos.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not what I see as a
Right.
drink.
Right.
I love it on my food. So,
Right.
But the flavor in that, I would drink 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yummy.
Wow.
Okay. Here
Everyone
we.
must come and try that once we
Yeah,
get it on.
you guys, we're probably going to put some of these cocktails that you see in our happy hour videos. We're going to put a bunch of them. They're going to end up probably on a menu pretty soon. So when things open back up and everybody gets back a little bit more to the normal side of things, then you guys come on in and we'll sample some of those. Alex, you go ahead, take that one. I know you want that one. Yeah, that's right. Okay, how are we doing time-wise? Ooh, good. Okay, I think I can squeeze one more in on you guys. And this one is super fun and really delicious as well. Make sure.
I had a comment earlier from Deborah on the first drink.
Deborah?
He knows we all have heavy hands at home.
Yeah, right. Everybody is like ounce and a half and mounts and a schmaff, right? Like we're putting 4 ounces in here. We've been dealing with our kids and the computers all day, right? Yeah.
Jigger, we don't need
Yeah, that's right. Deborah, I feel you. Yeah, heavy-handed at home is okay. Just don't drive anywhere, all right? Okay, so let me do one more cocktail. This one it's going to be weird for some people. This is an egg white cocktail, but really something super delicious and actually pretty easy. Okay, and we're going to show you a really neat technique also that takes your cocktail up a notch, because any egg white cocktail, there is a little technique to it, but it's not difficult, okay? So, Clover Club. Let me see here. I've got a coupe glass I'm going to put off to the side. Actually, let's chill this one.
I can't stop sipping this, and I've never tasted anything like it.
I know. Just yeah. Alex is trying to be easy and not take down that spicy Bee's Knees, but it'll happen. I think eventually we'll get them. Okay, so back to our Clover Club. We're going to do this one with another North Carolina product This is Cardinal Gin. These guys are super, super talented and really incredibly hardworking guys. It's like two brothers. They're twins, Alex and Charlie Mooney. I like to call them the Gin Twins for obvious reasons. In fact, I should trademark that because I think I'm the one that came up with that. Anyway, Alex and Charlie, this is a great cocktail for your booze and one of my favorites. So let's start off with some Cardinal Gin. We're going to put in 2 ounces of our Cardinal Gin. Now this has large notes of spearmint in here and clove. So with the rest of the ingredients that we are going to mix in here, we really got something super special, okay? So let's use a little bit of lemon juice. So we're going to do a ½ ounce of lemon juice. And then this is something neat. So the original recipe calls for a raspberry syrup. Now I have some strawberry syrup that I haven't gone through yet that was from last week that I made with some really beautiful fresh North Carolina strawberries, or South Carolina strawberries, excuse me, South Carolina. And so I have a little bit of that left. As long as you're keeping this stuff in the refrigerator, it should keep for a couple of weeks. This, I tried it already. It's still in tip-top shape, and that makes me happy. But we are going to use an ounce of this. And remember, I typically make my syrups about half as sweet as most people, so that's why some of these ingredients, some of these syrups seem like it might be a lot. It's actually not. I'm getting more strawberry flavor in there, bang for the buck, instead of having a ½ ounce worth of strawberry flavor in there, putting a full ounce in there. But again, it's that same amount of sugar. So it's diluted a little bit more, so less sugar, good shape. Okay, so I've got all my ingredients in there except for the star of the show, and that's the magic egg. The magic egg. Okay, so this is really, really interesting. Egg white cocktails have been around for hundreds of years, and I'm sure you're saying, what about salmonella? What about things? What about this? What about that? It's okay. The alcohol in the drink actually kills this. Any bacteria that's in there. So long as you are being careful and wash your hands afterwards, you are okay. So I'm just going to crack this, and I'm going to do this over a separate cup just in case the whole thing goes in there, in case I drop the yolk in there as well. Then I don't have to throw out the whole drink, and then that way I can just throw out the egg and not the whole drink, which makes me a whole lot happier. Okay, so the yolk, you can save yolks for baking, you can save them for compost, any of those things. Or for eggs, whatever you want, breakfast rather, not they are eggs, breakfast eggs, how about that? All right, I'm going to give my hands a nice wash here. Anytime you handle eggs or raw meat or any of those things, you want to give yourself a good wash. Okay, so now I have my 2 ounces of Cardinal Gin in there, ½ ounce of fresh lemon juice. I'm using strawberry syrup instead of raspberry syrup like the original recipe calls for. And I've got an ounce of that in there and 1 egg white. Okay, now notice that I haven't put any ice in here. Okay, so this is where the interesting technique comes in. So when you shake something without ice, especially egg white cocktails, this is what you do first. Now some people do this in reverse order, but this is called dry shaking, okay? And so you want to make sure that that lid is like that tin is locked in there really good, and then we're going to go ahead and give it a shake. Now it's funny and it's kind of weird because you don't there's none of that shaking, none of that sound that you normally have when you're giving it a shake. But that's what the dry shake is for. Let's go ahead and really incorporate all of that air into the drink. And so the lemon juice is going to break down the egg whites, and so what's going to come out is this really beautiful, frothy, rich texture foam. Okay, so once you dry shake it, I can see there's a beautiful foam in there already forming. Now we're going to put our ice in there. Okay, and then we're going to give this what is called a hard shake or a wet shake, whatever you want to call it. So just like normal, but we're going to get after this a little bit because you really want that foam to set up beautifully on top of it. Okay, so I'm going to go. This is normally when I would stop. See, so I just gave it a little extra shake since we're dealing with the egg whites to get that really beautiful foam on top. I'm definitely going to rinse my tins here. So I'm going to dump our ice. The glass is nice and chilled. And then I'm going to use my Hawthorne strainer here. And we're going to pour it all the way up. Look at that, how funny that is. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Right up to the top. Okay, and you see this is right, this really beautiful soft color right now. So it's like this very mild sort of pink, almost sherbet color. And we're going to let this sit for a moment. And what this is going to do is those air bubbles that we just took all that time to shake into the cocktail, they're going to start to bring the foam up to the top. And then you might be able to see it through the camera right now. You can see a little bit more solid color, less creamy, is down at the bottom, and it's going to all sort of rise to the top. And this really, again, really beautiful foam. And that is looking really good. Just have to let it set for about, I don't know, about a minute or something like that. Can you see that through there? Is it starting to see the color change? Yeah, good. And you just have to be patient here. Now let's talk about garnish for a second. So if you want to garnish this, you can do this a couple of different ways. If you want to put like something very delicately on top, like a flower, then that makes an amazing presentation. If you want to do like a mint leaf on top, again, something super simple. Also, a lot of people do things like they'll dash bitters in the top. Now, the bitters are going to change the cocktail, okay? It's going to change it into a little bit something different. However, it's really pretty. Then you can take the bitters and you can sort of draw on the foam with it, sort of drag the bitters through the foam, which is a really beautiful presentation. However, it does change the cocktail a little bit. I'm trying to think what else you would do. I would stay away from lemon rind or orange rind or any citrus on top, because that citrus is going to sort of eat through the foam and sort of eat it away. So I think I'm kind of okay with just that as the drink. I think that the foam is really beautiful. I mean, that is, that turned out really well, a lot better than I thought it would. Most of the times I can set up a nice foam on top, but that one is kind of perfect.
The ice a factor in that too, like how dry the ice is?
So yeah, that's a very good question. And me and a couple of my buddies who are also bartenders have had pretty lengthy discussions, and I know this is so nerdy, so I'm sorry. But we've had several lengthy discussions about the size of the ice cube when you are shaking egg white cocktails, and then how many of those ice cubes, what kind of ice it is, and how long you shake it. All of those things are a factor. However, just do it at home. Just get the technique done. If the foam is not quite as big, then so be it. The cup will affect the way that the foam looks a little bit, but the fact is how it tastes. You know, ugly food tastes good too. Ugly drinks taste good too. But it's a really big bonus when they turn out super pretty like this. Okay, so I think I want to take a picture of that.
Yeah.
Let's take a picture of this guy.
I need to shoot it from this side for you too. Because that's
All right, well, I'm not going to mess this one up. And we're going to sit here and we're going to take some pictures of this drink, but it is beautiful and super tasty for sure. And so I think that's about all I have for you guys today. Please feel free to comment, put any suggestions in for things. Tomorrow I think we're going to do Guinness cocktails. So please come on in, and when you get some to-go food from Cool Fish, ask for a growler, and they are doing $12 growlers of Guinness. So when you come and pick up some to-go food, you can also grab a growler of Guinness, take it home, and we're going to make some cocktails with that tomorrow. So again, please feel free to hit that share button down at the bottom. Follow us on Instagram. Make sure you're following us on Facebook here. And see, am I missing anything, Alex? Did I forget anything?
Robert D'Amelio says, hey,
Robert, how are you, sir? All right, I think that if I'm not forgetting anything, I think that is it for today. But I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by Happy Hour. Thank you, Cool Fish. Have a good night.